London, Ontario has seen the closure of one of its beer store outlet locations, and this is one of 23 across the province since September of 2024, which is really quite staggering. This has been since Doug Ford had implemented the sale of beer, wine, and spirits in convenience stores across the province. A la Quebec. Hooray for Quebec. Not. And grocery stores already, not all grocery stores, but some grocery stores already had like a little kiosk area where you could purchase beer, spirit, or not spirits, beer, cider, and wine. But Doug Ford had insisted that we go and put beer, cider, and wine into convenience stores last July, and this is the result. And this is another problem that I think about is ease of access for alcoholics. It used to be if you if you wanted your beer of choice or your drink of choice, you only went to the liquor store or the beer store. And if you couldn't go because they were closed, well, tough shit, right? And so now 24-hour access to beer, cider, and wine, that's ease of access for alcoholics. That's not good. And the other thing about this is that even beer store union representatives are saying that this is going to now become the talk of the current election campaign because of the job losses that are due to happen for this 6,500 employee union. Um, Now they are concerned that the real worry about the shortage of doctors for family doctors, ERs, etc., and nurses, they are concerned that those talking points, which are absolutely a huge problem and need to be addressed in this election cycle, are not going to be addressed as much as they should be because the employees of these unions will be more concerned about what are you going to do about my job. And so the whole thing about this is that we need to kind of look at everything um, in in the grand scheme of things. We need to look at the job losses, yes, and we also need to look at how much the beer store itself recycles alcohol containers because you don't take your empties back to the LCBO. Excuse me, which is the name of the liquor store, the LCBO, the Liquor Control Board of Ontario. Um, so we don't take our empties back to the LCBO. We take them back to the beer store. And if we lose the beer store, then we're going to lose that particular outlet of recycling our alcohol containers. Um, and like the article that I will post in the description says that the beer store recycles about 1.7 million containers a year, which is quite a lot. So and it will take back spirit containers as well. So that's the thing to remember. Now, this particular closure in London, nobody lost their job because they were absorbed into the other 9 outlet locations across the city. But that's not the same across the province for all 23 closures. And if more closures do happen in London, then the jobs will start being affected. And as I said, there are 6,500 employees in this union, and they are predicting up to 4,000 job losses, which is quite significant. Um, and so this is going to definitely take over some important talking points for the election cycle. And even the president of the union is admitting that we need to be talking about things like family doctor shortages, etc., instead of beer and alcohol being sold in convenience stores. They were like, we don't know why Doug Ford did this. Nobody was asking for this. And it's true. Nobody was asking for beer and wine to be put into convenience stores. Um, there were some grocery stores that had it already. And if you knew which grocery store to go to, or if you had the LCBO near your house or the beer store, you were fine. Everything was fine. You didn't need the 24-hour access to the beer, the cider, and the wine. That wasn't necessary. Nobody was asking for it. So that's just something that I wanted to come and quickly talk about. Let me know what you think if you're an Ontarian, as I am. What do you think about this? Do you think that we are talking about a non-issue here, and that we need to be focusing on things like doctor shortages? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.